Welcome to this week's Inbound Debate. Now, for many small businesses, resources are in limited supply, particularly cash, which means that they have to be extremely selective with how they decide to take their business to market. So the question I want to ask this week is this. If you're a small business with limited funds, do you choose organic brand development or do you choose paid advertising? Which is it going to be? Because presumably you're going to struggle to do both. So first up, arguing the case for organic is Nick Payman.
So today we're looking at paid marketing, which is marketing through sort of Google AdWords and banner advertising and basically where you're paying for your own traffic, versus the organic approach, which is things like SEO and social media. So as a small company starting out, should you be looking at the organic approach or should you be looking at a paid approach? Well, for me, it's very much a clear decision, and that would be to go with the organic approach, not least because it's free. Now, there's a great argument against that in the sense that, time is money, and that's a very valid point. But there's a very big difference between time as a cost and paid advertising as a cost, because that literally is just costing money. And if you're considering cash flow problems, then that would be an issue that needs to be addressed. And it might be, in most cases anyway, that it's a better option to go down the organic free route. Then you've got the fact that organic marketing, it is long lasting. Paid advertising, if you stop, you'll just lose all your visibility if that was all you're focusing on. Organic will last long into the future, even if you do start slowing things down. So maybe for SEO, you decided, right, for the next few months, we're not going to do anything on it. The fact is, you won't lose your visibility. It will almost certainly stay exactly the same. So there's that to consider as well. And then also you've got your team involvement. With organic, you can get loads of people involved. They can be writing content for the site, they can be updating social platforms really easily. Whereas on the paid side, you've got to have someone in-house or an agency that really understands the software they're using, really understands conversion rate optimization and monetization. And last but not least by any stretch is they need to understand how to analyze what they're doing and, is the investment you're making bringing in a return on investment? And that's often overlooked, and it's not as easy as some people might think just to start a paid advertising campaign and expect revenue to come back from it. So organic, there's just so much more going on, and what you'll find is that the more you do with organic, the more SEO that you do, the more social media that you do, it all involves writing content around the market, which means that you'll understand not only the market itself in more detail, but you'll force yourself to learn more about the business and especially the business culture when it comes to things like social media. So there's a huge range of benefits from organic campaigns. One is that it is free and there's no actual direct cost there, but there's just so much other indirect stuff that will not only help sales but help your team come together and understand the business and the market better and just generally have a more effective campaign as a result. So what I would say is that if you're looking at paid versus organic, it's got to be organic.
Hi, I'm Rob, a consultant here at Inbound, and today I'll be arguing that paid marketing is better than free or organic methods. First and foremost, this is a question of knowing your numbers. So how much are you willing to spend to acquire a customer? If a customer is worth, say, 10k to you over their lifetime, it's pretty foolish to be only willing to invest £10 in the quest to acquire that customer. You can also use your ability and willingness to spend more than your competitors as a barrier to entry, simply because you can invest that money in creating an extensive follow-up process and a very sophisticated marketing system. It's likely that most of your competitors won't know their own numbers and their own average customer lifetime values, and therefore won't be willing to spend as much as you on acquiring a customer. Second, customer value optimization. So how much is that average customer worth to you over their lifetime, and what other products and services can you upsell to increase that lifetime value? Again, the more you can sell to your existing customers and increase that lifetime value, the more difficult it is for existing or new competitors to come in and take your market share. Third, the myth of free. In actual fact, no type of marketing is free because you've got to invest a significant amount of time in A, becoming proficient in that area, and B, implementing a marketing campaign. Another thing about low-cost media is a lot of it's too broad. I'd rather spend extra money on a very targeted list of buyers that matches or at least closely matches my ideal customer profile. Finally, let me give you an example of one of the best methods of advertising, Google AdWords. It is one of the quickest, cheapest and easiest ways to test any product in any given market. Once you've found something that works, you can continually test and optimize to increase your ROI. This still works like gangbusters today, just most businesses don't know how to use it correctly and don't put the time and effort into optimizing their marketing funnel and testing and testing and testing until they find something that works very well. So in conclusion, you're missing a huge opportunity to market your business if you're solely trying to focus on the free and low-cost methods of advertising.
Okay, thanks guys. Some really strong arguments made from both perspectives there. Now, I'm from an organic background myself, so I've got to say that it's the organic long-term brand development stuff that really gets me excited. However, for a small business, a new business, a business with limited resources, there's not going to be a long-term without a profitable short-term. And for that reason, I've got to say, I just feel that paid advertising gives you an increased level of control that small businesses need. So if it's working, you do more of it, you scale it up. If it's not working, you stop it. And I feel, for that reason, and I feel very disloyal to the organic crowd here, so apologies, Nick, but I'm going to have to side with Rob. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this week's Inbound Debate, and we'll see you next week.